All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here. This is the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is a show we like to do. We watch a movie and we record our first thoughts. We tell you what we thought was good about it, what was bad about it, and we give you the ugly. That is our final thoughts. So, joining us here today is Yabi Woods, aka Mad 83 Hatter. And you can find him at whywoodswhynot.com.
The Mad 83 Hatter. Yeah, Mad Hatter.
It's like the Bronx. You just have to kind of set yourself apart.
Yeah, well,
the Mad Hatter.
The Bronx. Anybody who says the Bronx should be punched in the face because it's the Bronx.
So, with a DA.
Yeah, it's absolutely
okay.
The Bronx. Yeah. The Bears.
Let's not get that twisted.
On that note, we have another Bronx native, or the Bronx native, LeVar Johnson.
By way of East Orange, New Jersey.
Yeah, and you can catch him on Twitter at Marty McFly.
Marty McFly.
So, we're going to try to do this thing.
The dude abides on Instagram. The dude abides. The dude abides with a Z.
What does that mean? Where did that come from?
The dude abides. You've never seen this movie, The Big Lebowski?
Never in life. Well, actually, that's a lie. I have seen
that movie. Is classic.
But what is
classic stoner movie?
What did that have to do with it?
The dude abides.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, this guy at the bar, he's talking like the narrator of the movie. He talks to the dude, about something about life, and he was like, the dude abides. He's like, I like that. The dude abides.
No one gets that.
I get it.
It's a stoner classic. You need to get it.
Watch the movie again. You'll get it.
All right, let's get to this movie thing. Okay, so Mr. Woods,
did you explain your handle?
Did I explain my handle?
Yeah. Did you like?
Oh, that was nice. That was a good one. It's you can catch me on Facebook, on Instagram, and Twitter at Steve A.M. Johnson.
Oh.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't put out your real one.
Don't put that part of the government out there.
You put just the corporate ones.
So,
I like shit where you post pictures of vulgarity and whatnot.
I like uniformity.
Okay, make it easy for him.
No, but actually, I changed all of my names to this one thing, so it's my same accounts. It's
professional, like yeah.
Not professional, like you just gotta have it like so people know where to get you. If you like, who's gonna remember like 3 different locations?
Man, until you get that blue check, you nothing.
But this is the road to getting that blue check. Though. Yeah. There is no coincidence that I chose the blue background.
You gotta get that blue check, man. You gotta get verified.
That is true.
But what is that like? Twitter co-signing that you exist?
Instagram too.
Something like
that says that you are officially yourself.
But I'm me. I don't understand.
Well, they don't know that you're you until they verify that. Until you get a blue check. Until then, you could be a fake you.
I posit that I don't need the blue check. Who are they to say whether I get a blue check or not?
When you got a blue check, you get all the hoes. Like hoes, like you got the blue check, like you official, you got the blue check, son. Yo, you moved up in the world, son. You get all the thotties.
We just went there.
It's always about acknowledgement.
Oh man, you could get blown for a freaking retweet or a fucking.
Okay, too much. I'm just.
Can you give me a shout out on your gram?
I'm just giving you the full screen for that one.
I'm just saying, thotties love the blue checks.
Okay. All right, let's get down to business. So. We are going to go around the table and we're all going to say what we liked about the film. So, Mr. Woods, give me the good.
For War for the, what is it called? War
for the Planet of the Apes.
Yes. So, the good about this movie is that I believe it balanced the story and the trilogy. The entire trilogy felt very balanced because you know how sometimes you get a trilogy or you get 3 movies or
that
whatever.
are unbalanced.
very unbalanced, and you have it where the first one is good, and by the time you get to the third one, it's really not a proper lead up, or something gets lost.
Spider-Man 3.
Okay, so yeah, those type of films, or
So, do we count the Mark Wahlberg movie as part of this?
We absolutely do not. Watch your mouth. Don't ever mention that in the same sentence as this new Planet of the Apes series. Watch your mouth.
Okay.
So anyway,
don't you dare talk shit about Mark Wahlberg.
I like what the director has done to explain Caesar's story and his
Matt
journey.
Reeves is the director, in case anyone was wondering.
Well, thank you. I like what Matt Reeves has done to explain Caesar's story and his journey as a whole, and leading his people. I thought the movie was well done. It was good. I like the balance of the story, as I said, and it does a balance of both the humans' point of view and the apes' point of view.
What didn't you like about it?
Well, hold on. We'll get to that. But what do you mean a balance of the humans' point of view? In the trilogy, maybe, but in this one, I didn't really get a human's point of view. I kind of hated the humans.
Fuck the humans, or as we say, the white man, because that's who it's all about. The white man is evil. In this movie,
it definitely started with a black guy that was leading the soldiers.
Yeah, but he just doing what the white man told him.
Well, it's more so a story of human nature. But so what I'm talking about is that before, what was this guy's purpose? Woody Harrelson's purpose?
Well, I mean,
whoa. What was his purpose? Do you not know? Is that like a rhetorical question?
No, I'm asking the question. What was his purpose?
What was his purpose? To kill all the damn apes.
But why?
Why? Because they got smart, and because of natural selection, then they would automatically kill off the humans. They would get smart enough to where they would kill off the humans. Plus, there was this whole fucking ape fever, or whatever they call it, that everybody was getting, and it died. Most of humanity died. It said that in the beginning. If you read all that stuff that was on the screen, most of humanity died off from the ape fever. The ones that lived, it mutated into something where it was making them slower and de-evolving them to where they couldn't speak, and they were becoming more like apes.
Right.
So his mission was just kill all the apes, because you took my family from me, you made my son a freaking ape, and then he had to kill his son, and he just hated them. But he killed a bunch of other innocent people along the way. Anybody who was trying to say that we could fix this, because he figured man troubling with how you say, chemicals and trying to mix shit is what started this whole shit. Trying to cure Alzheimer's or whatever the hell it was. Trying to cure a disease, you cause more disease. You cause these apes to get smart, and now by evolution they're gonna take over. So he doesn't want anybody living who agrees, doesn't agree with what he has to say.
So regardless if you had liked the character, and can I get
spoilers?
The Colonel, right? If you didn't like the character or not, as you said, you didn't like the humans in this film, but coming to a conclusion, right? You understood why.
I get his motivations.
You understood his motivation of why he was his passion or his focus was to kill the apes. There's a reason to
do anything, but that don't mean you should do it.
It's not about should they or should they not. I'm explaining that what I said, there was a balance in terms of explaining one portion of the humans, or I didn't say that portion in the beginning, but one portion of the humans' resistance towards having this peace treaty with the apes. He had this mindset of kill or be killed, right? And so he was witnessing that, for one, half the population or more than half the population got wiped out. And then it was a survivalist mentality. And then beyond that, you had to fight for resources, right? And although the apes were peaceful and they said, we just wanted our land, you're the reason that, our people are dead, right? Or humans are dead, right? And then there's all the violence and everything else.
On their own, yeah.
Yes.
And unbothered.
And they wanted to be unbothered. But those who came, there was a virus, right? Yeah. Now you were being punished even further for outlasting the disease that eradicated more than half of the population. and those who came in contact with this virus now started to lose any cognitive abilities that they've had.
Yeah.
The ability to talk.
To devolve.
Yeah, exactly. And so that in itself, right, along with he's pissed off that his son went to war or whatever and all this other stuff, didn't come back, came back as with a certain retardation in his mental and things like that.
I don't think his son was that old. His son was a kid.
I don't think so.
Woody Harrelson's son?
Yeah, I didn't get that from it. I thought that his son went to war and came back. He said something about his son went away and there was
exactly, and then he lost it. Now he had a picture of his baby boy, but
yeah, because he'll always remember his baby boy.
But he murked his son. So again, not that you agree with what the colonel's actions or what he was doing. I mean, he was killing his own men, but what I'm saying is what was done by the director, the producers, and so forth is that I think that they tried to balance out the perspective, whether you agree with it or not, of the ape story and the human story, and why this war was occurring.
He killed more than just people, he killed people just because even if they were trying to fix it. He killed innocent people. I get why you kill people because you don't want the disease to spread, but anybody who was trying to do research to solve the problem is just, you're dead.
You mean like the people that created the Apes virus in the first place?
Right. He was beyond that
like
point.
The Apes virus came about because they were trying to solve.
So why not let them do it? You can still, if any apes come for you, kill them damn apes or whatever the hell. But why not let them try to work on something to fix it?
Because the reason the apes are smart,
y'all all carry the disease. It's like The Walking Dead. Everybody already carries the zombie disease.
Right. What I'm saying is you can empathize with his distrust of scientists because they are the ones that brought about this apocalypse anyway. He realizes that man's days are done. Yes. They are numbered. And the apes are going to take over. And so now that the disease has mutated itself, I don't want you to try to solve it because you got us here in the first place.
Exactly.
So what's that saying is, hey, you shot me in the leg and now you want to stitch me up. Fuck you.
Nah, exactly.
So that means
you shot me.
Kill them and kill anybody who doesn't want to kill their family and members?
I mean, he's at war. I'm not saying
So you sympathize with him?
I'm not saying I sympathize, but if you're saying you can't understand.
Why are you always saying shit that you don't even fucking believe?
It's not about not believing it.
Man, fuck out of here. You don't even believe that shit, Nick. You can't even say it with a straight face.
I can say it with a straight face. Hold on,
okay.
Wait. Let me say this with a straight face. I understand why Woody Harrelson was killing people.
The Colonel.
Because listen,
I get it.
Woody.
I don't agree with
Cheers
it at all. Okay. But do you agree with him at all?
It's not about agreeing with. I don't have to agree.
Do you
with
empathize
him. I'm
with
saying
him?
I understand.
Do you empathize?
I understand his plight.
You understand his motivations.
He was not a twiddling mustache villain. Like, I need to be evil. Let me just kill people. Like, this is what. So then we can leave it at that. You don't have to sympathize with it. That's the point. He's the antagonist.
Fuck the humans. Fuck the white man. But what did you not like about the movie?
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Okay. We're not well.
So are those?
Those are your points?
Does that conclude your likes? What you liked about the film?
If you had deciphered anything that I had liked about the film within that, yes.
I mean, you said they put it together well.
Yes,
I think
you said it was an excellent film, basically.
No. So I think if, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think that you are saying, as a trilogy, they told it as though it was a story, which is you have your first, second, and third act. It's just like a 3-act story in general, and they just did it in 3 films.
That was a well done trilogy, yes.
And so, and even when you think about it, you have to you look and say the first film was the inciting incident, which sets Caesar off on the journey, and now he's on this journey finding who he is, and at the end of the second act, he sort of fails miserably in the sense that he had to break his own rule, which is kill
ape
an
shall
ape.
not kill ape.
Right,
yeah.
and he killed Kubo, and so now we're seeing the conclusion to this 3-act.
He became that which he hated.
Which you know, because he killed Kubo is why he couldn't go into the. We'll get there now. LeVar, what did you like about?
Let's be clear though, before we move on. All three films do have their flaws, but whatever, like all films do. But
what did I like about the movie?
Yeah, this is the good.
It was great motion capture. That's what I liked about the movie. It was just a good film in general. I feel like this whole movie is just like the original thing. The original movie. It has a lot of racial undertones. Each movie told a different, story, but it's just, to get to the same point. Like, I felt like part 2 was just like, Caesar is Martin Luther King and, Kubo is Malcolm X. Kind of like that. This movie is just like, the apes are like slaves. It's just like it's a lot of that, them being in cages and them making them build a wall. They did
go for it with that. Like, I mean, there were there was undertones of that in the first one.
Kunta Kinte vibe when they were whipping Caesar, and trying to get him to break and bend, but he would not. But just his people, fell in line and got back to work just because they wanted to save him. But there was a lot of racial undertones in this. I really felt like it was about black people, like white people being afraid that black people are going to take over, so we have to kill them. It was a lot of that.
That's what the original was really
that's
about.
What this one is about.
And when you think about
when you see them in chains and in cages and them whipping them, and they didn't want to kill the white man or whoever humans. They didn't want to kill mankind. They wanted to live amongst them and be free and be equal. But man,
I don't even know that they wanted to be free. They just wanted to be left alone.
They wanted to be left. We don't. But free is left alone. Why? Like even putting animals in cages. Why are we putting animals in cages in real life?
No, I mean
animals should be left alone in the wild.
I understand that, but I think that in the original,
because you feel threatened by their intelligence, so you're going to cage them and enslave them,
right? But and again, I just think this turns the original on its head, because if you think of when the original came out, yeah. Right? Like what is where we talk about symbolism? What is the symbolism of the original versus the symbolism of this? It's the same racial undertones.
This one's better. That's what's different.
But it's the point of view, right? So in the original, we're the point of view of the humans and who the humans represent versus who the apes represent. And in this one, we are the point of view of the apes. We are at the point of view of the oppressed.
AKA black people.
And so I think that it is a good thing. Now, there's another question to ask yourself. There are black and there are white humans in the film, right?
Why did I notice? Like, I noticed the black dude in the beginning, but I mostly noticed a lot of white faces. So, just paying attention to that.
I guess I want to ask, were you looking for the white faces?
Not that I was looking for the white faces, but it's still the white man who was the leader.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know that
any black people fall in line, you just a house nigga. It's just like how that gorilla fell in line. He was the Steven of, if it was Django, it's just like,
I didn't know where you was going with that for a second.
Not Steven Yu, Steven from Django Unchained. He was it's just like, this show is a nice house we got here, boss. And, they call him Donkey. And it's just like, you're an ape. Or it's just like, you're a man. And you let them call you like you're less than what you are. Like, that's not going to save you when the revolution comes.
Now, here's the thing. And this is a question I actually want to ask both of you guys. When we see the undertones in the film,
we definitely need AC down here. Maybe I'm just hot because I'm drinking, but
you're definitely hot because you're drinking. I'm wearing a jacket, but we see the undertones in this film, and I think it's, for the subject matter, it's tackled well, but can we escape the elephant in the room? Whereas they're tackling certain subject matter, and
it's not even well veiled. As soon as I watched it, I was like, "This is black people." Like that's what it is.
So my thing is, why did you see like, black people?
We're bigger, we're stronger. They got sense. It's just like in Django. It's just like, oh, bright boy, you know, like, oh, they got sense. I feel like in the future there'll be more niggas like you who have sense and whatever, and then they're gonna try to take over. Then we're gonna have a problem.
But I guess I'm asking. So we're watching a movie about apes. Why is the first thing you jump to? We're talking about black people. Like, at what point did that come to you? And I'm not saying it wasn't there. I want to understand the thought process.
That it came to me that this is black people. I mean, I kind of because they've
and what does it mean?
Historically, they have called black people monkeys, and apes and gorilla. They call Serena Williams a gorilla and whatever. Because we're bigger and stronger, whatever. We're black. So but the point where it really hit home was when they had them there in the concentration camp, and they were in chains and they were whipping them. That was just like when they're forcing them to do slave labor and build this wall for them and whipping them. I was like, how can you not see that? Like, you have to be blind to not see that, the racial undertones in that.
Mr. Woods.
Okay. So, all right. So, for one, in terms of the film itself, I felt that it was a display of the savagery of mankind. If you want to be specific, you can say Eurocentric savagery, right?
Say it, Yabi.
So, yeah, I mean,
FB and PC.
No, it's not even about being PC. You can say, the white man or whatever, but it's the
white man is responsible for more genocide and murder and pillaging in this world than any other race of people. Not that all white people are bad, but I'm just saying.
Well,
what are you saying?
I'm just saying historically. Historically.
Hold on. Let's ring it in. Let's ring it in for a second. So in terms of the film, right? The original Planet of the Apes. I got white friends though.
And I'm not racist.
You are super racist.
No, I'm not. I've had sex with white women. Some of my closest friends are white.
The original film.
That's what a white person would say.
The original Planet of the Apes, right?
Mr. Woods
was running on.
But I'm not racist.
A number of topics that was going from social, racial. So many things, right? Economics, all these things that was going on within the film, right? All these undertones and stuff like that. Now, the remake of the Planet of the Apes in 2001 or something like that, we're not even mentioning. And now these films, right?
That's come out. Mark Wahlberg.
So, screw Marky Mark. So, he's okay. He'll be all right. So, with these three films...
I'm just glad you called him Marky Mark.
He's
that's his goddamn name.
The funky bunch.
He's Marky Mark. But so with these three films, right? I never got a sense of, for me personally, that this is racial undertones again, right? I'm removed from that, but I'm always reminded whether I like it or not, right? And so what I mean by that is that it's out of my head in terms of this. I'm not saying in other projects or in other films or any other situation in my social life that I'm not reminded of being issues of race and all these discrimination, et cetera, et cetera. The list goes on and on. Bigotry, everything else. But with this film, my mind did not go there. And so I didn't...
At no point it went there.
It didn't go there until...
You can't tell me it didn't once you saw him getting whipped.
Hold on. So now, but when I'm reminded of the savagery of as slavery? I said, of this country? Of slavery
in America, to be precise. Because slavery has been around, but America has had some of the cruelest slavery. ever. Like there was slavery as a form of indentured servitude. It was just like you were a slave for a certain, you work off your debt.
Slavery, there's no such thing as slavery, man. And we're veering off.
Yeah, we are veering off, and to say that America has had the worst slavery, like, what about the Egyptians? What about
do we know that they were being
Slavs? What?
Whipped and treated the same way like black people were?
That's not what this is about.
In America?
We're talking about Planet of the Apes.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about the movie. But I'm just saying, America in recorded history has had some of the worst slavery.
I don't think that's true, but
if you go back and read the Bible, it tells you about, how you should treat your slaves. And if a slave master kills their slave,
how about not have slaves?
They should be punished for that. And how you should deal with slaves. There's rules to dealing with slavery, and America broke all of that.
Let's just not.
But I'm just saying, if you want to go back really far,
if you want
in the Bible,
okay. And how long were the Jews slaves? And
who knows?
I'm editing all this out. Just to be clear, this is not.
This is not even.
Why you got to edit out, man? Leave it in there.
Look,
no. Absolutely not.
Too controversial. It's too real.
It's too
real. We're just like
too real.
We're swerving on the highway.
They don't want me to.
It's another show for that we can have. But
I don't mind having that show. It's just that we're swerving on the highway like freaking Doctor Strange
out of control
on a random mountain in New York City.
Every time we be talking, I end up talking about the white man.
Because that's what's on your mind. Like and if you wanna,
so listen,
you wanna play that.
I'm
role.
not racist at all.
No, look,
I'm not the angry black guy.
But hold on,
I like white people.
But see, if we want to say the doctor is in, we can do that too, right? Yeah. So now, if we're going with the film, and as you saw the film, you said that there's, this is racist and there's racial undertones, and I'm not saying that there's not. But my mind did not go there, right? And it's
I wouldn't say the movie is racist, but
you literally said though that the movie is racist. Like why we was in it?
Those words came out of your mouth, right?
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say that it's racist. I do think it was about like the monkeys are black people.
But why is it that you see monkeys and think black people?
I didn't think that, and that's what I mean by I'm removed.
Because that's what I believe that's what whoever made the movie thinks.
No one will associate me with a monkey.
And historically, have black people not been called monkeys?
Absolutely.
Do they not call Serena Williams a gorilla and a monkey? Do they not call Michelle Obama a monkey? Do not call Barack Obama a monkey? So if you see monkeys in a movie, and white man is oppressing them and chaining them up and making them slaves, who was the leader? A white man, right?
It doesn't matter. The first person you saw leading the army was a black man. You took it to
First off,
you thought that monkeys were black people. There were
slaves in the Southern damn army who worked for their slave masters and then worked on the Southern side instead of working for their freedom because their slave master told them to. So don't tell me shit about because it was a black dude there.
And this guy was on the run. My point is, you saw apes and monkeys, and you said it was black people. I don't correlate
that to myself. I think that's what the director was trying to say.
Why are you putting that on him? You don't think that's a projection?
The imagery, I correlate it to black people's history in America.
Well, I don't that's what y'all saying. I don't correlate monkeys to black people. Like
I don't view myself as that. I'm saying that's what they're trying to view.
You view other people, black people, as monkeys.
One, I view these apes as intellectual creatures. Like, not that they're less than. They shouldn't be allowed to live. I don't give a crap what they are. They should be allowed to live just like how we're allowed to live. They're not trying to start any beef with us. They are a minority. And the human beings, let's stop saying white man, but the human beings or whoever's in power wants them dead because he fears them because they are smart and he fears that they might try to take over because they're smarter and stronger.
But now let me ask you a question.
Black people are responsible for mathematics, for music, for all these things. And we were smarter and we have this rich history. And, so they took all of this from us, took our history from us and try to make us feel that we're less than and we're stupid and they call us apes. And that we're primitive.
And you don't think that that they have succeeded or you are propagating that by seeing apes and saying it must be about black people. And that must be what the director thinks.
You didn't feel that in no kind of way?
I thought
lies.
No,
stop lying. Why are you grinning? Why are you grinning? Stop your fucking lies.
It's not about grinning. I'm saying that's the first thing you saw.
Devil's advocate. That's not the first thing I saw. It wasn't to the point.
You just said that was the first thing you saw.
No, when they had them there and I saw him there, and then it was just like, what type of work are they doing? And I seen they were enslaved.
Once I saw they were enslaved, way before that.
No,
you did. I was there. I sat next to you. You said it way before that.
When it really hit home, I saw that they were enslaved. When I saw the monkeys enslaved and they were beating them and had them doing work and wouldn't feed them or whatever, and then they were beating Caesar, and then I was just like, this is such a Kunta Kinte moment.
Now, but let me ask you, I know you want to come in, yeah, but I'll tell you what I saw with that. Did that remind me? Let me answer your question. I can answer you.
Yes or no? I want to hear yes or no. Yes or no?
But you don't want context, and that's the problem. That's the problem. You don't want any context.
I don't need context.
Exactly.
It's simple.
Twitter.
You deal in areas of gray. I don't deal in
areas
of
gray. because does that mean because you're simple?
I'm not a simpleton, no. But you saw what I saw. Why you trying to dance around, huh?
It's not about dancing around.
Why you dancing around, Floyd?
That's not really what it's about.
I'm just saying.
And you are bringing the racism to it. That's what you're doing, right?
I call a spade a spade. It just is what it is.
So I'll tell you what I saw, and you can go ahead.
But you just admitted what you saw, what I saw. Didn't he not say yes?
Right. You don't
let the camera show that he agreed.
Listen.
Okay.
And I'm putting myself on camera.
I'm sorry. I'm drinking. I'm Lucy.
This is why Trump is president, good, right?
Like, that's why you drink while you're doing these things.
No.
All right, but hold up, Var. But like, let him.
Okay, no, but that doesn't matter. What I'm about to say doesn't matter, and this is why Trump is president. People don't want any context. They're just like, I have a feeling, and that's the feeling I'm going with right now.
But I'm right though.
Fuck the facts.
But I'm right.
Everything else. So
I know there's areas of gray, but I'm right.
That's the president right there.
I'm right though.
There we go.
I'm just saying.
The takeover.
Wrong.
I'm right.
So here's the thing. This is what I saw.
Wow.
Were there racial undertones when they had the apes enslaved?
You know what? Don't edit this out.
I don't think I should. Send it
to a selective group.
That's it.
Send it to the chosen.
Definitely. It's probably the best show ever, even though we ain't had no shows to air.
Send it to the chosen.
But here's the thing. What I saw when I did see the racial connotations and the historic.
Listen at your own discretion.
I did.
Oh, you're gonna have to put a disclaimer: the opinions of LeVar
do not represent R Squared Network.
He is an independent.
I'm an independent contractor over here.
Absolutely.
No, but so the thing is, I saw the historic references. I saw what they were trying to do when Caesar said stop. That reminded me of 12 Years a Slave, I can tell that that's where Matt Reeves took some reference from. He took reference from the history of this country and around the world. But I think what he was saying, or what I took from it, was that this still applies to another species because we are all human life. It's not a white or a black thing. It is an injustice thing. And they were treated. The apes were treated just like black people were treated.
I felt,
and so it's more about life than it is a racial thing, and it's not about the white man. It is about
oppression. It's about oppression.
Yes, exactly. Yes. But this is not.
It's
this doesn't need to be a race
Every
war.
Living being has just as much to right to live as everyone else.
There is a forum to have those discussions, but I don't know that it.
This show?
I felt
no, not about this show. I don't know that the film.
This is the show when we talk about the realness.
Maybe the film did its job if we're having that conversation about it, because we didn't have that conversation about Transformers. I'm just
trash.
I'm just saying.
Well, I think again, I think that's why I said it's the savagery of mankind, right, and human behavior, and so. I think, and to piggyback on what you had said, I felt like, and again, I don't know what the hell Matt Reeves is thinking, but I think Matt Reeves probably said I would be remiss if I didn't bring some type of context of slavery and what's going on, because I didn't feel that within these films, right? There was moments that he kind of shined a light, but it was bigger than that. And I think he was telling you the story of Caesar, right? And so just like a caged bird, you don't know that you're caged until you witness someone outside of that cage, right? And so if you saw how Caesar and his progression, which is why at the top of your initial question, what you asked me at the top of the hour, or however long we've been on, or whatever, is
35 minutes.
Okay, keeping count. But you said, what did I like about this film? And I said, I think in totality, the entire trilogy was just done well. Caesar's story was done well. And so initially when Caesar was with I don't remember this guy's character, his caretaker.
Caesar's caretaker.
You're talking about the first one?
In the very first
what's
film.
his name from fucking Pineapple
James
Express?
Franco.
Yeah, James Franco.
That guy.
But he had a particular name. But anyway, when he was with James Franco, everything was cool, right? Until he saw the dog on the leash. And then he started thinking to himself, I know dog, I'm of higher intellect and things like that. And so he said, cut that noise. And he got out of there. And then from there, and then we could bring up how he needs to expand his playground, and then he wanted to get out of there, and then he saw other monkeys behind bars and things like that. And so his mind started sparking and started going. By the third film, all he wanted from the onset was
let my people go.
Yeah, leave us
Caesar
alone.
is Moses, by the way. Spoiler.
Leave
Caesar
us alone.
is Moses.
Well, he went from Kunta Kinte to Moses to
all of those things are there.
I saw a couple different movies. I saw Roots in this, 12 Years a Slave, and I saw The Ten Commandments.
And anything else you want to throw in there. And you're not wrong in whatever you saw, however the film was, however you ingested the film.
The thing with this film is that Caesar,
to go as far and say
Caesar,
this is slavery and this is blacks and things like that, I wouldn't go that far. I can't, because I didn't. That wasn't pressed upon my psyche.
Caesar kept trying to see the goodness in man because there were still some good human beings, and he tried to see the good in them. But he was consistently let down. He was consistently let down by man, but he still tried to see the good in them. And in the end, his demise was caused by he became the very thing which he hated.
Which is why
his hate consumed him.
Land. Now
that's why he couldn't cross over to the promised land, a la Moses.
Yeah, it consumed him, but then he stopped.
Because he disobeyed, like how Moses disobeyed, and he let his anger overtake his senses. And so he couldn't go into the promised land.
Yeah, but even in that, he acknowledged his faults.
But even before that shit happened, I was like, yo, he's going to die. He's not going to get... I saw it ending that way.
Well, I mean, this is how you end a character arc, right? This is how you canonize Caesar, why the apes look at him as though he is like a deity,
Messiah.
Right? Because he is the one who has sort of given them this intelligence. It started with him, and then
teaching them.
Yeah. But I will say this about all the undertones here. It is, you ever hear the phrase history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes?
No, but
so what I saw was this could happen again, and it's less about, and I'm not trying to downplay any racial issues, right? I'm just saying for this film, it just highlights mankind's capacity for subjugation and hate and hatred, because, and I've said this a long time ago, this is just another way of framing that, which is racism would stop if aliens came down, because then we'd all get together and have something to hate. And hate brings people together. Nothing
brings people together like the hate of a third party.
Right. And so this is why you saw black, white, and brown people getting together hating the apes. But on that token, I don't know that it is that simple, because, again, remember, the apes came about with this virus that basically has brought on the apocalypse for man.
They didn't
make that shit?
They didn't
No, it doesn't matter.
That's not their fault. Man did that.
No, I understand that. But the fact is that this virus is going around and their very existence now is causing the death of all of these people. So whether it's your fault or not, if a virus that you carry is contagious, right? Am I just gonna like, what am I gonna do if it's me or you?
What am I gonna do if it's me or you? These apes ain't bothering you.
Okay, they don't have to bother you. Right. You could be not bothering me, but the virus that you are carrying is killing everyone I love.
How is so killing all apes is going to stop the virus?
That's what's in the minds of people who are affected.
Okay.
Like, imagine you lost everything. Imagine your whole family's dead.
That's man's fault.
And you would just be like, fuck it, it's man's fault. I'm gonna just let these apes live out in the woods. I mean, they ain't do nothing to me. I mean, my whole family's dead because they're alive.
I love you, but man did.
Look, man's fucked up.
Wanted to fuck with shit. It's just like Jurassic Park. Some shit was however it was, and you wanted to fucking play God.
It's very easy to say whose fault it is.
So it's the monkey's fault? Is it the monkey's fault?
It's not about fault.
Whose fault is it? Is it the monkey's fault or man's fault?
Steve.
Okay.
He didn't have shit thrown at him.
Clear. He didn't have shit, so that does change everything. The point is, whoever's fault it is, right? So let me put it this way. Let's say I got infected by an evil scientist, right?
Yeah.
And then I come and I sit in this room, and me sitting in this room is gonna kill both of you. It wasn't my fault. I didn't make the virus.
It's the evil scientist's fault.
And so
first off, the monkeys don't carry the damn virus.
They do carry the virus.
It's just like the AIDS virus. Some perv went and fucked a monkey.
Where you getting this from? Where you getting this from?
Where? I'm just saying. I put the plot holes together. Okay. Some dude went and had sex with the monkey and then spread monkey AIDS to everybody.
I don't want to be on the Titanic.
I'm not. Okay. All right.
I want this boat to keep sailing.
Mr. Woods, what didn't you like about this movie?
Follow me at the Dude Abides.
I don't even know if you said what you like.
I do this all day.
It's too late for that.
We've gone off the deep end.
All right. So as far as the bad, I felt that the war could have been more massive than what it was.
It was going to be war for the planet of the apes.
And it felt
I thought it was going to be some whole war at the end where the monkeys fought the humans, but it wasn't. They just let them kill each other.
Colonel talked about how, told Caesar, like, some people are invading it. If you think that they're going to come and help you, don't.
It's like the only people they hate more than me is your ass.
Yeah, right. And so I thought it was going to be this massive three-way war.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be, like they going to grab the guns up from in there and then come out on the horses and then kill all the people.
Explosions, grenades, craziness. I thought,
everybody do you like dying. How, and I just want you to think about this. This is another undertone here.
That was powerful.
Here's the other undertone.
I think I know where you're going. Go ahead.
You know where I'm going.
Go ahead.
So, and someone said this earlier, like, okay, we talk about climate change and all of that and about we're killing the earth.
Right.
The earth is going to be just fine. It's just us that's going to be gone.
We are a virus.
Right? And so what if this whole ape thing was inevitable as a way and the earth is wiping out mankind and you just see
to reset?
Mankind is over here fighting.
We are a plague.
Dropping bombs. And then guess what? Earth is like, oh, the virus didn't get you? I'll hit you with an avalanche.
New Ice Age. That's how they took us out before.
So they all came in, right? They just won the war against the Colonel and his band of kill everyone's. And they're all in white garb, snow garb.
Getting ready to go to cheers.
Happy as hell, cheering, saluting. They see a monkey in the distance, right?
Couldn't let him go.
And they start to point their guns at him.
And that monkey is the one who ended the war.
Absolutely. And then they point their guns at him to get ready to blast his brains out. Avalanche.
Hey.
Okay. I'm just going to give you very quickly what I liked. Firstly, that. But the other thing is, I don't mind that it wasn't like an all-out war film because I don't know if we could have gotten the emotional journey that we saw Caesar go on if it was all about these battles. And not saying Saving Private Ryan didn't do that, but I don't know if that would work.
Andy Serkis did a great job in this movie. That motion capture was excellent, by the way.
As usual. But
Oscar.
another thing I like is that the film allowed us to have, like, it elicited such conversations, and it was done purposefully, and I think that I know that we're talking about Apes, but I am comfortable with the fact that this is the guy that's going to direct the next Batman film.
Oh,
and so
okay.
that is one of my larger takeaways from this film and the last film, skills. Which is this man knows how to tell a story. He's not all about the spectacle, even though the whole movie's special effects. When it's time for action, you get it, and it's serious action. But he's telling you, he's giving you in this big, nearly $175 million budget movie, a character study, and weaving in action, and giving you a three-dimensional antagonist.
I just also have to add with the bad, which maybe I'm nitpicking.
All right, no, we're gonna get to the bad. So
no,
bad.
We are talking about the bad.
Oh well, back to you. Bad.
Right, real quick. We got here what LeVar's bad is, but I don't know how they went from a tropical setting of like the Sunset Beach to just snow.
I mean, we don't know how long.
We don't know how long they were traveling.
Right, they did like a montage of them walking.
All right, copy that. So that's it.
I can't say anything bad about the movie. I enjoyed the movie.
Other than the fact that you thought it was racist?
I was just like, wait, hold on.
I thought there were racial... Okay, if I said it was racist before, I thought there were a lot of racial undertones and these monkeys are supposed to be black. So if that makes it racist, then yes.
Listen to that sentence right there. These monkeys are supposed to be black. That's where we
I would like to point out for everyone watching on TV Land or YouTube or wherever you're watching this from, you saw him agree with everything I said, but then try to fucking dance around it. He said, you're right on all these points. Because go back and you will see, like maybe 10 minutes ago, they both said that I'm right. But I'm just saying.
Floyd?
Yeah. Put the tape back. I may say it more controversial but they agree with my points. I just want to say that. Yeah.
I mean, you can say whatever you like, but
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm fucking right.
So
print it.
The bad. I think
LeVar Trump.
You're trying to nitpick.
The bad I saw in the film is that I saw Caesar's death coming a mile away, even before he got.
Before I tapped you on the soldier, show that said this nigga's gonna die.
I knew it.
But he told you that from jump. He was just there like, yeah, I probably ain't gonna make it back. Y'all go ahead. This is a suicide mission. I'm gonna kill this fucker.
Everyone says that, right?
Yeah, but playing DA, why is that a bad thing? We knew he was gonna die. Like, and seeing that from away.
Even before seeing the movie, I know Caesar's gonna die.
Where did you think his story would continue? In terms of, you didn't think it made
he's just inspired. That's it.
I mean, you could have. I'm not saying that it wasn't the right ending. I'm just saying they telegraphed it like from the beginning,
like it was way too easy, kind of thing.
No, I mean, you just knew that's how the film was going to end.
From Woody Harrelson came in there and killed his family, he was just like, I don't give a shit if I die. I'm going to kill this fucker. And he knew that he wouldn't make it out of there alive if he kills this fucker. He knew that shit.
The wife and the son, though?
Because he was going by himself to do this. He got help along the way, but he was willing to die because he knew there was no way he would come out of that shit alive. So why wouldn't we think he's going to die?
Now, this is... So
to me, it was too paint by numbers. I was just like, they're gonna do this whole Moses thing. I was just like, he's gonna die right now. Yeah, this is Moses. Like you can't go to the promised land because you sinned.
So
you became that which you hated. So now you can't travel into the promised land.
Here's another thing. That
so you thought it was like biblical,
yes.
Certain biblical undertones.
It is. It kind of was.
So there's something else, and I don't know.
That's interesting.
Maybe this needed to happen as a film, but I found it, and you guys can tell me what you think about it. What do you feel about Caesar's? Do you feel like he wanted to assimilate?
No.
Was he? No, and I'll tell you. Let me tell you why. The other apes, they use sign language. Caesar is the only one who decides I'm going to continue to speak English, other than Dobby. I know that that's not his name, but Yeah. And then he says he has a wife, as though they had a ceremony and gotten married. And it almost feels like he is trying to be a human.
But that's how he was raised as a human.
Thank you.
That's how James Franco raised him.
Thank you. I agree. He
had even when he got to the apes, when he went to the apes, they wouldn't accept him because he was too human.
Yeah.
Now, but I guess to bring it back to the racial undertones, what does that say about
his own kind wouldn't accept him because he was too human?
Because he was too human, and he also wasn't accepted by the humans, and then because
biracial person,
he
was Barack Obama.
I mean, that's one way to put it. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Light skin.
So I just thought that was interesting. And what do we think about the person who is almost struggling with his identity?
Not to cut you off again, but this is more of them agreeing with this movie is racist shit.
No. Speaking about race and saying it's racist.
You people out there agree with everything. I may say it loud and whatever, but agree with everything.
No. I think you're conflating.
I'm just saying.
I think you're conflating topics of race with racism.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying it has a lot of racial I wouldn't say it's racist against black or saying anything bad about black people.
No one disagreed that there's racial undertones within the film.
It is what you see from those. It's what you see from those undertones.
Oh, this is about black people. I didn't draw it to me, in certain and not as in many elements. I mean, things like that. I didn't take that. So.
You never felt like at all that it was about?
I never said never. From the onset, I said that there are certain elements that stood out. And I also said that I felt that Matt Reeves would be remiss, and I don't know what's going on in his head, and we can rewind the tape, that I said I felt that he needed to place certain things in there to make an emphasis that this is directly, this is directly related to certain people's struggles and things like that. So
okay.
But anyway, yes, so that is interesting in terms of this guy, Caesar.
Right. So moving right along, we're gonna get to what we call the ugly. This is your final thoughts on the film, Mr. Woods.
So yeah, just overall, I thought the movie was good. I mean, we can pick apart some stuff, and maybe we'll chop that into a second part. In terms of they walk the fine line with that blue jacket,
blue jacket shit.
Well, no.
I mean, that's right. If anybody knows what he's talking about,
no. Just apparently Blue Eyes, just how Blue Eyes was. I'm talking about the Blue Eyes performance and
Dobby,
and how. No, I think his name was Blue Eyes.
No, I'm saying Dobby.
His name was Bad Ape.
Yes, but I'm calling him Dobby from Harry Potter.
His name is Bad Ape.
Oh, okay. So
I thought you was calling him Jar Jar Binks.
No, because he worked, right? I wasn't offended by him. I felt like they were. This is what I said to y'all. They were hilarious. Walking a fine line.
Hilarious.
Because at any point he could have went into Jar Jar Binks' territory, but I don't know that. I don't think he did a good job. I don't think he did. So I think he worked.
Right, they dodged
for a movie that was so dark. Because you can't have the movie be all doom and gloom, and he just brought that
the lightness, the levity, or whatever the word you want to use.
Yeah. So overall, the film was good. I like.
There is no ugly. It was excellent filmmaking.
No. So the ugly is just what we call our final thoughts.
Oh, final thoughts. Great movie. A lot of racial undertones, as my co-hosts agree. Even though they try to dance around it and Floyd Mayweather that stuff, but it was a great film. A lot of racial undertones. I feel like I would have preferred Caesar to have gone with them because just like how we said, we saw that death coming from a mile away, But I mean, how else were they going to end the movie if this is the end of the trilogy? I guess they wanted to pull at your heartstrings and make you feel something. It's just like basically he became that which he hated, and his hate is what caused him to die. But also, if he did not go back and try to kill Woody Harrelson, Woody Harrelson died because of he became that which he hated. Like he killed his own son because his son had this disease, and then he ended up getting himself. He became, you know.
But I mean, at least he was consistent. Like
he was consistent.
He killed himself when he got himself. It too. He had to offer
because
himself.
Caesar wouldn't do him the favor of doing it for him.
I thought that he would have shot Caesar, and that was something to his character because he could have said, "Like, I'm about to take myself out, but let me shoot you while you walk away slowly." Yeah.
So but he hated his kind so much, and he's just like, even if I kill Caesar, it's just like the apes are still gonna live. He wanted to be dead because he can't live like that.
Yeah, no, but I think he had respect for Caesar. Okay, so the ugly, the final thoughts. I enjoyed. No, go ahead.
Yeah, because I want to leave the last word to you, but I just want to input say something really quick that as far as with the film, I don't know. I think we as a society or whatever, you know, really quick, we overuse the word racist, and it becomes what's racist, and that's racist, and oh, this is racist, and racist, and racist, that's and racist, or whatever, and so it becomes watered down, and we become confused as to when, where, and what is deemed racist and what is not, right? And it blurs the line of opinion, fact, and otherwise, and critical thinking. So but I don't know the truth. Again, I don't know what the director Matt Reeves was thinking, so I'm not going to sit there and blame him or the film about in terms of the situation of Blue Eyes, or with the meaning the monkey with the blue vest, and that's and D-Ray and Black Lives, bad monkey, bad ape, and Black Lives Matter, and D-Ray McKinnison saying, oh, you know, this is racist, and they're portraying me, and all this and that.
The movie is racist.
I don't know that, and I'm not going to go there.
Do not think that they were trying to pull a 28 Days Later.
Time out.
That was transparent.
Yeah. Time out. But with that being said, right, it definitely needs to be said.
Some of it definitely mirrors the history of race relations in America.
Hold on, exactly. And so if films in themselves, right, are always a spotlight of what's going on in our society and signs of the times, etc. And do not think for one moment that a director, company, or anyone is not putting what they want and how they want to say it in a film, and then leave it up for the crowd.
It's up to us, right, to decipher what we take away from it.
Right. So, you know, I don't know. I'm not saying that he was saying, oh yeah, this is D-Ray, or he was influenced by Black Lives Matter. I'm not saying any of that, but filmmakers know what they're doing at all times when they're putting these films together, right? And so in 2016, the amount of mass shootings of Black males by cops and other people, and just the Black Lives Matter, the movement, and this uproar of white nationalism and everything else that's going on. And when we try to put these things into context, and we try to see what's happening in society, and we try to find answers within our films and within our leaders and everything else, like, let's not just think that these guys who are sitting there making these movies are not influenced in any little way.
What this movie is about is that no matter what we think our differences are, we are all the same.
Well,
I think it's just the savagery of mankind. But I just wanted to say,
but it's just like, even when Caesar was there about to flip, he still saw the good in humanity, and that not everyone is bad. You know, he still believed in family, and that, you know, people, you know, hurt, and the reasons why they do what they do. Even when he saw Woody Harrelson there and he got the disease, he felt bad for him because he understood, like, this is what he was trying to stop. But it's just like he became the very thing, you know, that he hated.
Just like there was a point, just like there was a purpose and a point for the female, the young lady in the film, who was the young girl who was a mute.
Nova. Yes.
Nova, thank you. Who was in the film?
Yeah, because
there's a purpose for
the car emblem.
Like you said, there was some levity to kind of lighten the mood and things like that with Blue Eyes in there. So again, I don't know either way. I'm just saying that do not think that these films are just put together and it's like, oh, he just happened to wear a blue vest. It just happened. they're picking everything out.
No, but hold on. Now I don't.
This guy
I don't
owns
know.
the color blue. I don't really think it had nothing to do with him.
No, but so here's what I'm saying.
I think he has delusions of grandeur.
Here's what I'm saying. Now I had no. I know of D-Ray, and I'm familiar with the BLM movement. But I did not see Dobby. I'm calling him Dobby. I don't care what you guys call him. I didn't look at Dobby and see any connotation at all to D-Ray. Right. And to say, and if someone who is relatively tuned in to the cause, did not see that, to say that Matt Reeves must have seen that and must have known that,
here's the whole thing,
I don't know that you can say
Dobby didn't start out in the blue vest. He started out in a bubble coat with fur on the hood. And then that coat got fucked up or whatever, and then he put on the blue vest. It's just like he changed wardrobe. So how can you say it's not like he was wearing that the whole time? And how can that's a common thing that other people have. So why does this dude think that it's about him? What was Dobby doing that you would call? I mean, Bad Ape doing that you would correlate it to D-Ray or whatever the hell his name is? Was he giving speeches about the brutality of man?
Right, but I don't know.
I think this guy's reaching that he just wanted his name in the paper. This dude D-Ray is just trying to get some publicity. That's what I think.
I didn't see it personally.
I don't get it. I mean, I see racial undertones in the movie, and it's trying to speak on certain things.
I think it's more so imagery.
It's trying to speak on certain things. Not to say that it's racist, but it's imagery, and it can definitely be.
I don't know about that.
It can definitely be compared to historical events in America. Racial,
absolutely,
race relations.
Absolutely. So I just
think, like I said, he's using the word loosely as this is racist and et cetera, that really defeats the causes that you're fighting for when you just loosely throw around racism, and things like that.
Throwing a race card.
Like, take time, take a breather, step back.
Yeah, but on the other side of that coin, and I'm just going to give my final thoughts in one moment, but the other side of that coin is people use that because the term racist can be overused. That now gives certain people license to just say the most racist shit. Like, oh, we're too politically correct, which means I want to insult minorities and you won't let me because we're politically correct. Right. So I just want to note that. But the final thoughts on War for the Planet of the Apes, I think it is the perfect way to tie up this amazing trilogy. They've made a film where I was literally on the side of the apes rooting for mankind's demise. And
rooting for the black man to take over.
Seeing Caesar's journey
will not be televised.
From
power to the people.
From
there you go.
His beginnings with James Franco to Dawn of the Planet of the Apes to this film War, where they tied it up. To me, it's the perfect 3-act arc, and I am going to say, as far as trilogies goes, this is
take a breath.
No. I'm not saying it's better than anything. I'm not saying it's better than anything.
It's one of the
I'm
better
saying when we talk about trilogies that work, where all three of them were on point.
Yes.
Yeah, because Batman failed in that third one.
It did. Go ahead.
Rises took a misstep, but what trilogies can we talk about? And I'm not saying this is better than those things, but what trilogies can we point to that were on point for all three of them? We're talking about Godfather, we're talking about Lord of the Rings, and what else?
We'll see when Avengers comes out.
Can we say delivered on all three of their trilogies and ended it properly?
Godfather 3 wasn't that good. But
Godfather 3.
From what I heard, from what I heard from most people, is Godfather 3.
You are right, but so
Godfather 2 was the one.
We're talking about Lord of the Rings,
but I've seen none of these movies. Be clear.
You're right. It's not about Godfather.
Right.
Anyway,
right. So Lord of the Rings and what else?
Lord of the Rings is up there.
And so
Back to the Future.
That Western one was
but it's all one movie to me, because part 2 and 3 is like.
So is The Matrix. Reloaded and Revolutions.
I wouldn't say the old West one was bad.
Reloaded was so good.
It's just the future one was just so cool because it's just like, oh, this is the future.
Listen, I want to do another show where we just discuss the Matrix trilogy.
But let's wrap this up.
But I think that this is one of the greater, not the greatest, but one of the greatest trilogies in film history.
I agree.
And I think that is amazing for a movie about apes. So, last, and we're going to end it now, final score. What do you give this thing, Mr. Woods?
A score of what, 1 to 10?
1 to 10.
1 to 10? Okay.
Mr. Woods, what are you giving this thing?
I give it a solid 8.5.
8.5.
Yeah.
LeVar, what do you give this thing?
I'll give it a 8. It wasn't, I liked the movie. It was a good movie.
Okay. I know you guys think that I grade on a curve, but I'm going to say that I'm going to give this film a 9 because I'm taking into account how it wraps up a trilogy and how it wraps up his
8
arc.
is a pretty good score.
8 is an amazing score, but I'm saying I give the film a 9. And with that, we will bid you adieu.
All right. Great show, people.
Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Wave to the cameras.
Everybody in TV land.
Later.
Great show.